How are you doing? This is Thomas with Autogefühl and the all-new Mercedes C-Class in spectral blue as the sedan. My favorite color, we also call it Thomas Blue here. Vertical fins in this new front grille, horizontally drawn. It looks sportier on the road. LED is standard now, and option you can get the so-called digital light. This then can also project some things on the road when you look at it from the driver's perspective. So definitely already in this Avantgarde trim, a sporty look, but we also have an Amg Line for you. And here we are, Amg Line, now with this tiny star front grille. Before it was the diamond pin grille. Now we have these small stars, but from the distance, they also form some kind of mesh structure. And the Amg Line also sporty accentuations in the lower part. And this is the selenite gray Magno paint. This matte paint always looks really spectacular. 4.75 meters or 187 inches is the length of the all-new Mercedes C-Class. That means 6.5 centimeters or 2.5 inches longer than before, and also a little bit longer wheelbase. Let's see how that one plays out in the rear seating area. Wheels come from 17-inch to 19-inch. These are the 19-inch, but we also have this AMG styling soon again for you as comparison. The sedan follows the classic sedan line here, falling roofline, and the dropping line is here above the door handle, but a rather subtle and classic design definitely for the sedan. And crucial change for the rear, the tail lamps are split then here now with the hatch, and that makes the car appear a little wider than before. So I think it looks sleeker than before, definitely, but also when you think about Mercedes A-Class sedan, then the CLA, C-Class, S-Class, they all look somewhat alike now in the rear. Interesting technology highlight is now rear axle steering here for this mid-size segment. 2.5 degrees do the rear wheels turn in the opposite direction than the front wheels. The threshold is about 60 kilometers or 37 miles. Then they go in the parallel direction for more stability. At lower speeds, however, more agility and also a smaller turning circle. And by the way, over there, we also have the estate for you. 206 is the generation model code for the new C-Class, W206 for the sedan, S206 here for the estate model. And once again, the split tail lamp also make it appear more wide than the typical hatch design. Oh, what's here? Fake exhaust alert from the Autogefühl fake exhaust police. Pure fake, the real exhaust is underneath. And what's really cool with this estate is not only the gray Magno, the matte paint, but also the night package. So black frames around the windows, black caps here for the mirrors, and also these 19-inch AMG wheels. They look really fancy, right? So, I mean, in estate here, I usually prefer the sedan building style. But look at that one here with the black accentuations and the gray Magno paint. The estate looks really sexy, doesn't it? And about suspensions, you start with a normal suspension, then you have a fixed sport suspension, an optional and adaptive suspension, also changes according to the driving modes. And there's one special feature for the plug-in hybrid models. They get rear axle air suspension, but only the plug-in hybrid models. The overall air suspension, which was both front and rear axle before, is gone. The reason is hardly anyone bought it anymore. Of course, in our full driving review, then we will check out which suspension to go for now. Engines, biggest news is there will be no 6 cylinders anymore, even not for the AMG models. Instead, 4 cylinders all the way, 1.5 liter or 2 liter for the petrol side or 2 liter for the diesel side. And also electrification all the way, either mild hybrid systems for the normal ones or then also plug-in hybrid models. And they will deliver electric range of about 100 kilometers or 60 miles. How is that possible? 25 kilowatt hours of the battery size. That's quite massive for this mid-size segment. The car key, just like the Mercedes S-Class, this new one, and indeed, the interior is like a small Mercedes S-Class. But does it also pass the door closing sound test? Sounds solid. Okay. Then inside of the doors, here with leatherette materials. Also here, soft touch leatherette at the inside of the doors. It's really interesting here, like a free floating inside panel for the window levers, and then capacitive buttons here. You see, this is just one touch area, but serves all different purposes. I don't like that one that much. Do you? Then the interior you can see here, this is the standard steering wheel. You will also soon see the AMG steering wheel. Matte wood, this is a cool insert here. Matte wood styling, really beautiful. Also with a soft touch dashboard, and the whole dashboard is a little bit, more, lower, more composed, and looks definitely more modern. And then this floating screen middle element. There are different screen sizes available, soon more to that. As for seating choices, this is the animal skin option here at the moment, but you also get some Artico animal-free seats in different colors, also in this very color. And in the AMG Line standard would also be some microfiber on the inside. So now let's get inside, test the first seat for the day. Here we go, and yeah, everything feels a little bit more plush, a little bit more blown up, so to speak. So you don't have too much space in here, I really have to say, that's the thing. But, it's a really through design and sophisticated experience, especially here with these squircle, I would call them, air vents. So not round, not square, but squircle. But really high build quality, also nice clicking sounds. Now the AMG Line interior, where we can also very well see the ambient lighting here around, beautifully done, and also inside the air vents right here. That's very fancy. And I also prefer the AMG Line steering wheel. It has these two horizontal fins, they are split. Once again, capacitive buttons on the steering wheel, and they are just not so good to control while driving, so I think they are a step backwards. The steering wheel itself, however, delivers a great driving experience. We already know it, for example, from the Mercedes E-Class. Different seat color here, and also with this quilting then, that's also possible. And you see the middle console, less use of piano lacquer, but more a structured style. This is also what I would prefer for the interior. Wow, what an interior, really impressive, but difference to the S-Class is, the S-Class is totally straight, and you say, how can I look at this? Here, this screen and the whole thing here, the whole console is turned towards the driver, and also says more, the C-Class is more driver focused. Screens. On the left side, you would start with 10.25 inch, smaller one. This is the option 12.3 inch screen. Centrally, 9.5 inches would be the first screen, more like this. And then you have a, more or less manual climate unit here with knobs. I would prefer that. This is the optional vertical 11.9 inch screen. And again, I would definitely trade it in immediately to have the real climate knobs, because using the climate functions right here, no, I will never get used to that, because it does not make sense to remove manual climate knobs. You can tell me anything you want. Manual climate knobs are always the way to go to control the climate while driving, period. Then GPS, looking right here. This looks amazing. I mean, look at how responsive it is. So more CPU power, of course, more functionality. This is really, really cool. You also have automatic parking features. It's not, flickering because of the different lights here at the moment. This is a 3D view then here. Yeah, we can also swipe it around. Oh, they really even thought of the color. And there it is. Yeah, that's the blue car. This is really amazing. So once again, back here, settings for the vehicle, assistance systems, for example, lights. We also can change the ambient lighting right here. There we go. Also with the different colors. That is always super, super fancy. And if we don't want to spend too much time in the Mercedes internal system, here on the left upper part, Apple CarPlay, really nice and wide integration as for that. And we also have the Burmester sound system in here, and this is delivering us a great sound experience. Wow, there we go. Yeah. Middle console looks seamless, but then you can open it like this. Two USB-C chargers, but also inductive charging for your phone is possible, and also adaptive cup holders, so spacious enough. Then the split opening here with two more chargers. Digital instruments like this, you can change the middle view, really high resolution, then map also all over the place. That is a very impressive view, and you can clearly see, the tiny car right there. That's sweet. Or what about those sporty gauges? Yeah. And the head-up display is also quite adaptive. You can change what things you want to see in there. And the orientation of the cockpit you can also see right here. This here on the driver's side, a length of 6 inches or about 15 centimeters. Whereas we go with 7 inches or 18 centimeters on the passenger side. And that really says this part is longer, the other part on the other hand is shorter, and overall lengthened towards the driver. rear seating, also with super sophisticated build quality. Look at that. Here the leatherette high grade at the inside of the doors, and also this 4-zone AC unit. That's an option, of course, but it looks really fancy. But classic middle tunnel, of course, it's still a rear wheel driven concept, option than with the all-wheel drive. Told you there's a little bit longer wheelbase now. Does that translate into legroom in the rear? Let's find out. Here we go. Well, yeah, a little bit more than before, definitely. If the seat would be put up a little bit higher, you see the recess right here would even fit better with the knees. But overall, you get along with tall adults. This area here is quite thick, however, here for your elbow. But overall, you have more space than in the predecessor version. Headroom here in the estate. Works with 1.86 or 6'1". Let's switch it up with the sedan. Yeah, the sedan. Yeah, that is definitely closer. So my hairs are hitting the roof already, but not my head. So probably need to lose some hair. Yeah, I know, that will come automatically quite soon, probably. And now, trunk fight sedan versus estate. Electric hatch. And now text 1-500 Autogefühl to win this Mercedes-Benz bag. No, I'm just kidding. We'll take it out, but it's still a good sample. Here we go. 455 liters, more than before, and the normal length. It's actually quite good. It's even a little bit more than a meter and 41 inches. That's really substantial. And the width here on the inside there is a little bit less than a meter or 40 inches. But here on the front part is more like 1.10 meters or 45 inches. Height for the sedan, 20 inches or 50 centimeters. Underneath here we have some more space. And the plug-in hybrids in this generation, they're still a little bit limited. But not as before. Before they were kind of unusable, huge step in the trunk. Now just a little bit less of capacity, but that's it. The step is gone in the trunk. And then we can fold it here. That's actually cool. There we go. Nicely done. That's how it's supposed to be. And the total length of the trunk here in the sedan for you. Also nice. A little bit less than 190 centimeters or 73 inches. Now the estate, really cool. Here this cover automatically rises together with the hatch. That's a cool comfort feature. And the strange thing is, in length, it's shorter than the sedan. Here, just about a meter or 40 inches. So, and we were like, here with the sedan. So that's interesting. However, still, of course, better to use because now the width here is almost the same in there. And then also here a little bit more than a meter or 40 inches. But of course, the height here, this is the central thing. The total height here, 27 inches or 70 centimeters. That's of course the thing. And then we can also have this folding function. And then the estate can also have the, almost the 2 meters or about 80 inches. Really cool. Oh, sorry. I was just petting the car, so when they have this matte paint, I sometimes like to do that. Sorry about that. Let's go to our conclusion here for the all-new Mercedes C-Class. I think a great sporty look in the front, especially then with the Amg Line. This tiny star grille is really cool, although I really love the diamond pin grille as well. Yeah, tough thing to swallow, definitely. The grey Magno paint, as I said, is awesome, and also the night package to have this more sinister look. In the building style, of course, the sedan looks more classic, sleeker, but some of you might prefer the estate, so tell me in the comments which one of you would go for the estate and which one for the sedan. Biggest technology highlight is the rear axle steering. This will bring so much more agility to the riding overall. Definitely a cool thing to go for. It will be extra in the price, yes. Hey, but at least you save the air suspension because it's not available anymore. Unless you have the plug-in hybrid, then you get it again at the rear axle. So a little bit complicated right there, but also a base suspension for the C-Class will just do fine. Interior now with a little bit more space, especially in the rear a little bit more. However, in the front, is it too much space more? Shoulder area, yes, but then this new middle console and so on also has some kind of cramped cage-in feeling. As for the big screens, that looks fancy, but I would actually advise you, if you buy one, to go with a smaller screen that you can still have a proper AC unit and you're not left with this screen AC unit on the screen. Yes, you can also use the MUX, so just say, hey Mercedes, change temperature to 23 degrees something. That is possible, but still easier to control it either with knobs or buttons, at least in what we have there in the smaller setup. But definitely also a tech upgrade. And driving-wise, as I said, especially with the rear axle steering and the plug-in hybrids, also a crucial change now. Higher range, and also the trunk is finally also usable with the PHEVs. So overall, I think very interesting upgrades. It's just a thing, for all the AMG fans. Yeah, these will be very sad days for AMG fans because the 6-cylinder will be gone. But for everyone else, you will have a 4-cylinder anyway. And then I think the new C-Class is also a very interesting choice. We will keep you updated, of course, with more content to this C-Class and also to other Mercedes vehicles and their competitors. So please subscribe if you haven't done so far, and see you next time.